Hey everybody, have an Optoma HD70 today that came in because it made a pop noise and the new lamp would not work after the fact. Now I suspect the old lamp exploded because of that noise. Let's see if you can hear it. And the little bits of glass falling out the side. Hopefully it's not the color wheel. You can see that right there. So first thing, let's check the lamp and see what lamp is in here. I'm not going to power it up until we check it first. If there's glass stuck in the fan, that's a problem. Okay, this looks like it's their old lamp. Oh yeah, all kinds of powdered glass or powdered quartz. Wow, that's crunchy. Okay, so the pop they heard was this bulb vaporizing. This is probably the original lamp. This is using a Phoenix SHP69. And since it says SHP, we know it's either a really old replacement or the original. It might be the original lamp. But that's what happens when they overheat. This one may have even shorted out on the end of the arc tube. Let me see if I can get something to make it a little more visible. You can see there's a little protrusion on the end that may have welded itself across and then caused the tube to really explode. Let me see if that breaks off easy. Not really. It's the whole thing broke off. Either way, the lamp was really old. They'll get hot. Sometimes they'll short out and do that. Other times the globe will just get so hot that it'll get soft and then the pressure will blow it up. So let's get the glass out. Alright, to get the majority of it out, rather than dumping it on my bench, I'm going to use this old cardboard box just to catch it. The first thing I'll do is just shake it. Sounds like most of it's coming out. A piece of the coil, the ignition coil came out. That's most of it. There's still some in there, but you get the rest. Alright. That little piece right there. Alright, to open these up, it's not too bad. These screws on the front, watch out for the tabs. They will be cracked by this time because these projectors are kind of old now. Get a screw in. There were tabs on the top, but they're probably failed by now. We're going to just unthread the cap. It makes it easier. But don't forget to put this back on. Everybody forgets to put these back on. Alright, that's looking better. Now to take the top off, that screw, this screw, and that screw. I don't believe the back has to come off, but we'll check. There's a stud that goes all the way through to here. And the back screws I'm concerned about are these guys. So we'll take those out just to be safe. But for some reason, I don't think they have to come out. I haven't worked on a 70 in a while. Yeah, let's just take them all out. You can always put them back in. So vaguely remember having to take that off. I do have a nut driver for these. It's a 5mm, but it's just these two. So just get something that kind of fits in the hole and back, and then it'll just come out like a normal screw. Okay, so now the front should just pull straight out. Yep. We have a connector in the front that unplugs. Oh, we had a piece of the plastic snap off like I thought. We'll probably glue that back on. Let's see, no glass so far, but I do hear it. One piece. Alright, so now let's see if the top pops off. And there is the keyboard wire right here. Just pulls out. We'll set the top over here. I will take the back panel off. I did not have to take the back all the way off to remove the top, but being there's so much glass in here, it's probably a good idea. There we are. That might be the last piece. I don't hear anymore. Oh, sticker. Another piece. Oh, there's something. Might be in this fan right here. Alright, let's try this vantage point. You guys can see it better. So I'm going to take this cover off so that we can make sure the color wheel and everything else is okay. There's another screw down there. And then this should slide forward. There's a tab that it has to clear. There we go. And that comes out. This little tab slides under here, so you have to slide it forward, and this cover comes off. The color wheel is inside there, so we'll just pick that up and lay it out of the side. Just give it a little. Yeah, it seems okay. Yeah, no glass in there. I am going to go give this a quick dusting with the air compressor, just to knock out any residual glass dust or dust buildup. The blower fan down here does not feel stuck. Nope, it's fine. That's good. That fan right there. See the label in there, that orange label. Alright, let me go just blow this out real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, that's nice and clean. Everything looks okay. There are a few capacitors in the power supply. These guys, those green ones, that can cause problems, but they look okay. Let's get a light. They would be bloated, and those do not look bloated. Even the large ones seem okay, so we're going to call those good for now until we test it. there's a chance that the ballast is damaged. If that lamp shorted out before it exploded, it can cook the ballast. But next, we will install a lamp and try it out. So we'll get a lamp. Alright, so the new lamp is right here. You can see the burners in place and not exploded. Hold it next to the old one. Now this is the Phoenix replacement lamp, GL12. It's the same as SHP69. These rails guide it into position. You can see the other one there. So we'll set it up. Get it down onto its pins. There we go. And tighten these screws down. Yeah. Alright. Next, we'll put the door back on, making sure not to snap that because that hits the door switch. There we go. Alright. I thought I heard something. Alright, now let's see if there's anything that has to go back on. Nothing obvious. No switches on the top. I am going to put this cover back on though, because of the brightness and the UV from the lamp. There we go, a little more. Yeah, back in the position there. No, almost. There we are. Now we'll put the screw back in. And this one, I'm going to put that shield back in too. I want to make sure that the light is focused where it needs to be. All right. And we'll feed the remote wire back through. We'll slide this back into position. A lot of people take these out, but I'm going to try and keep it. Oh, that goes underneath. That's right. Let's loosen that screw and slide that back under. There we are. And this goes to the front IR, so we don't need that for testing. We will need the keyboard, which is on the top. That just plugs back in. Plugs back in the right way. There we go. And just set that in place. That'll protect the electronics. Get a power cord. The old lamp out of the way and turn the power strip on. We have green standby light. That's good. It's booting up. So now I should be able to power it up. Good sign. Sounds like the lamp lit. You guys probably can't quite see it. See it on my hand there. It says Optoma. There you go. You can even see it on my wall right there. So that's a good sign. It means everything's working. We don't have any errors. Where's that? We have a message on the screen. Oh, no signal. Is what that says. You can kind of see it. There we are. Now you can see it. It says no signal. That's a good sign. You go into the menu. So let me get a piece of paper. And the rolling that you're seeing is because of the camera that's not live here. Let's check our options. See what our lamp settings are at. 434 hours. They must have reset it. Reset. Yes, 0 hours. So they must have reset it when that reminder came on. That's usually what'll happen. People don't think, they think it's a scam that, oh, they just want me to replace the lamp. They do, because they want to prevent this from happening. Sometimes what'll happen is this piece will come flying out of the front so hard it'll hit the color wheel and shatter it. So keep that in mind when you prematurely reset your lamp timer, if you do that. But this looks good. Now I'm going to put the rest of the pieces back on. Rear cover and the front, and then we'll power it up again. Put the back cover on first. That covers up the power supply and ballast that are in there. We're going to put the lower two screws in first, because the upper two screws go into the those threaded inserts on the top. The thing about those threaded inserts, keep an eye on them. That plastic gets hot, dries out, and it gets brittle. I can see on the right one that it's cracked and missing a piece. Sounds like somebody else may have been inside this before. Hard to say for sure though. And then the two 5mm cable latch fasteners. And normally you'd use a 5mm nut driver of sorts, but I just use this 2.5mm wheel, and it just fits in the middle, gets you almost all the way there, and then it's a little snug. If I had a whole bunch of those to remove, I'd use the nut driver. Next, I want to examine this piece. It's cracked, but it's not too bad. I'm going to use just a little bit of super glue. Just to help stabilize it. It won't keep it from breaking, but if it does break, it'll hopefully hold all the pieces there. Yeah, that'll work. There's not a whole lot you can do about those when they get like this. At least not without involving epoxy and forms and whatnot. Sounds like there's something else in there. Let me check that. And there's the piece that was kind of wedged underneath. You can see by the curve, it's part of the center of the burner. So now we can resume reassembly. What'll happen is those glass bits will get inside one of the blower fans and jam it. Now for putting the top on, once you set it down straight, you may need to pinch in the sides for that to slide into place. Another spot is right here. Make sure that's inside that little round part right here. Oops. There we are. In there. Then, before we put the rear screws in, we're going to put the bottom screws in. Remember, there's 3 in the bottom, and they're a round head, not the flat pan head. And it's the brass insert holes instead of the gray, I guess magnesium is what that's made out of. Then we'll put the rear screws back in. And that was the side with the cracked hole, the cracked insert thing, so I'm not going to tighten that one too much. That tab, there we go, inside. And then this one. All right. Now we can do the front. And to put the front on, it's also quite easy. The clips look like they've long since failed up top, but we might be able to get them to grab again. First things first, reconnect the IR. And then the fingers, these guys, we'll roll them underneath. We'll just slide this down. Listen for, hopefully hear a click. Doesn't look like it. I'm probably not going to get the click. And then it's 2 flat screws, flat top screws, or the countersunk screws, and 1 rounded that goes over here, because that gets covered by the lamp door right here. Oops, sorry about that. Get it in focus. And then this one was cracked from that piece, so I'm going to just a real tiny bit of glue. So it doesn't get lost, even if it stays glued to the bottom. It'll still help. All right. Then, of course, we'll put the lens cap back on. And we will put the new lamp back in. And as with all lamp screws, just bring them until they're snug. These do not need to be tight. If they're too tight, you can damage the lamp and make it really hard to get them out. So just go down till they stop, and then just a little tiny more of a turn. And the cover goes back on. Same thing with these screws. Don't over tighten them. Just till they stop, and then just a tiny bit more. Not even a quarter turn, just a little bit. And push the elevator leg back down. Alright, so now let's try it again. Alright, we had boot up, now it's in standby. Looking good so far. There we are. We have the logo coming up there in the back of this amazing cardboard box. Here, let's back you up a little. There we go. And still looks good. Menu. There we are. Yeah, looks good. Everything's running well. And now I'm pretty much considering this fixed, although I am going to set it up out on the test bench and run it with the signal for an hour or so just to make sure everything's happy. But for all intents and purposes, this is good to go. So yeah, that is how you clean out the glass from an Optoma HD70 that had a ruptured lamp inside of it. If you have any questions, or if you need advice on a projector that you have, either message me or leave it in the comments below. Please do that like and subscribe thing. I know people get annoyed when people on YouTube go, oh, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Well, it turns out that less than 2% of the people who subscribe watch the videos, and 98% are unsubscribed. So I was really surprised when I was looking at the analytics about that. So that's why people say that. So I'm going to say it, but I'm going to try to be as not annoying as possible about it. So, you know, do the subscribe if you don't mind. Other than that, thanks for watching, and talk to you soon.